The Saudi ambassador confirms there will be no alcohol on sale during the 2034 World Cup. Fair play to him. There is no reason why a country should be expected to change its culture to accommodate visitors. He puts his case calmly and eloquently. Yeah, none. Not in cafes, not in hotels, not in restaurants, not in stadiums, nowhere. So before I show you the video and then point out why it's a bit strange to me that Saudi Arabia is only for Saudi customs, but the UK is apparently for everybody's, regardless of how backwards, ridiculous, or deeply illiberal they are. Very strange that. But before I show you the video, I'm just calling it now. I am not going to the 2034 World Cup because I'm doing something that I think I'll find much more pleasurable. Yeah, you know what that is? Nailing my scrotum to the kitchen table. Okay, ladies and gents, how you doing? This is an interesting video because I've made the point lots of times in the last couple of years and it's dawned on me, saying hell has frozen over doesn't really make any sense when you're living in clown world, because every week I'm left flabbergasted and in total agreement with people I never thought I'd ever see eye to eye with. The video in question features a very reasonable Saudi fella saying, what's the problem with us keeping our culture? Something that we've practiced for hundreds, nay, thousands of years. What's wrong with that? It's a bit weird that this type of attitude's promoted and only very gently pushed back upon by the wet lefties at the LBC studios. But when in the UK we import practices like female genital mutilation or the mass grooming of thousands of young girls, the authorities couldn't give a fig. It almost seems like brazen hypocrisy is the order of the day, doesn't it? Anyway, here's the video featuring a very, very, very devout religious fellow who, strangely enough, I find myself completely agreeing with. Weird that, innit?
When you leave, after you leave, you're welcome to, but at the moment we don't have alcohol inside.
When you say, you mean you have to go to a hotel?
No. There's no alcohol at all.
So there's no alcohol. So the entire experience of the Saudi World Cup, from the moment you get off the plane, in your hotel, in the stadium, in the restaurants, in the coffee shops, will be alcohol free.
Rather like our weather, it's a dry country.
Is that welcoming?
No, it's, everyone has their own culture. And we're happy to accommodate people within the boundaries of our culture, but we don't want to change our culture for someone else.
Okay.
And I mean, really, you can't live without a drink?
There you go. We're happy to accommodate people as long as we don't have to change our culture. But in England, we're doing things like, I don't know, marrying your cousin, which often produces mutant three-eyed children with webbed feet. Things like that we've sort of shunned for the last few centuries. When foreigners bring those practices over to the UK, practices which are illegal, by the way, for everybody else. If a ginger bloke from Aberdeen wanted to marry his cousin, the government would have something to say about it. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. But if a load of pot-bellied tribesmen from the hills of the Hindu Kush come over and want to roger the cousins or tonk a few teenage girls above a greasy kebab shop, or the cast of Captain Phillips come over from Mogadishu and decide that sawing through a young girl's piss flaps with a sharp stone's a good idea, the British government's all for it. And there's another story in the news today that just shows the pitfalls of such cowardly, cringing, juvenile behaviour from the collection of parasites that lord it over us. From CNN today, dozens injured in Munich car ramming as city prepares for high-stakes security conference. Whoops-a-daisy. And obviously in this day and age you need 3 journalists to write a single story that consists of about 800 words. And I'm sure Sana Noor Hack is going to be totally impartial. Sana Hack, and she works for CNN. That's a very apt name, Sana. Suits you, love. A car ploughed into demonstrators in Munich on Thursday, injuring at least 28 people in what local officials said was a suspected attack. Suspected. Yeah. Was the car self-driven, was it? Oh no, you have to get to the second paragraph. The suspect is believed to be a 24-year-old asylum seeker from Afghanistan. You do surprise me. Bavarian Governor Marcus Soda said the incident is suspected to be an attack. Turns out you do need to be Sherlock Holmes. It's only suspected. Maybe he's just a very, very bad driver. Which, Does track. I had to drive around in Kabul. Yeah, the average driver had all the skill of Stevie Wonder driving a Volkswagen while wearing boxing gloves. They're not a people that value a driving test, funny old thing. Either way, whether it was an attack or a clumsy driver, what was he doing in Munich? What do we get out of it? If the Saudis are happy to ban us from having a pint when we want to go and watch a football match, can we not keep our culture and keep our standards and maybe not import the worst people from the worst places with the worst ideas every day for no reason? For no reason, because we get nothing out of it. But I'm just asking a question. I'm sure cleverer people than me know the answer to these deep and difficult questions as to exactly why we import full-blown jihadis to the UK and Western Europe for a laugh. Yeah, just for a laugh. Anyway, that's me for the day. Let me know if you're in full agreement with the Saudi ambassador. Seems to me was perfectly reasonable. They don't want to change their culture just to be welcoming to a load of foreigners. And if they don't want to, and they don't have to, then why should we, eh? Why should we? Angela, can you tell me? Fatty, any idea? No, you can't, can you? Probably because George Soros paid to say it was a good idea. Anyway, that's me for the day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Toodle pip. Cheers.